Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Ferdbird the Nerd with another comic book market report for the week of Monday, September 16th, 2024. We're looking at almost the end of the third quarter again. I announced it last week, but yeah, the third quarter is approaching upon us. So get your sales in there before the con season hits, before the Halloween, cap in the market is concerned. This report's really interesting this week. I think the past week we saw a bunch of bump up in sales in particular books, but this week I looked at some past books from 2024, some books that I haven't looked at for a very long time, like in regards to like first appearances that of modern characters that have already shown up in the MCU that I just haven't looked at in a long time. They are really down big time. So this report's going to be a little bit either if you're looking to buy on the dip for your PC. I would definitely not buy these on the dip. It's just a little too risky right now. I think the market's getting a little more picky as I see, going forward. But if you do enjoy these videos, please do me a favor. It takes about 2 seconds. Hit that like button, subscribe, tell all your friends about the shows. I do these weekly. I do video game reports every Tuesday. I'm throwing in some One Piece stuff too as well. And then our live shows on Sundays always. So a little 10 to 15 minute quick video. I got 9 slides for you guys. So I hope you all enjoy, and I do appreciate everyone's support going forward. So let's get into it. Again, just kind of a lot of books that I've just been kind of maybe forgot about, and just kind of was going through my archives and just looking at some books that were really high during the pandemic, or were stayed pretty consistent. So a couple of these books have just fallen from grace. It's pretty sad. So let's get into it. First off, Tuma Dracula #1. This is a classic Bronze Age comic. The book date has Tuma Dracula #10, first appearance of Blade. So, but I think this, out of all the covers here, I think this one's my favorite. CGC 5.5 went for $185. I think it's a great investment piece right there. It's never really going to go up in huge value, but Dracula is like the villain of all time. I don't think anyone can super see Dracula other than maybe like, I don't know, Satan or something like that. But Tuma Dracula 5.5 for 185. I thought that was a pretty good buy there, and not mad at that at all. So on to the next. Now this one, I put this on the cover page. This is a book that I thought had some really good potential. Had some good potential in general. You saw Yojimbo The Crow, The Crow #1. This is the 1 in 40 variant. I think what really killed this book. And again, our good friend Fedora, he got this book for $100 back when it came out, and it was flipping for like 400. So what's sad about this book is that the SDC variant, I think, definitely killed the price in this book. There's a SDC variant version, and it's like limited to like 400 pieces, whatever. I saw a set of this book and the SDC variant go for $125. So that's an average of, $60 or so, $62.50. You want to get technical with me? That's a really bad drop, really big fall from grace on a book that was most likely under ordered. It's a beautiful cover done by a very great artist, and it just got killed by convention variant, which kind of sucks. I'll be honest. If you bought this book for $400, I wouldn't be mad at you for doing that. But man, it took a really big dive from this past year. Batman: The Long Halloween #1. This is like your classic Halloween, obviously, like book to read when it's windy and stormy outside. The leaves are falling everywhere. Pick up this book, read up the series. A whole set went for $185 last week. $40 for this particular square-bound book by Jeff Loeb. I think the Penguin series has kind of made me think about this book for whatever reason. There's bases that they did take some of the stuff from this book and are going to put into the DCU. We'll see. But this is always a consistently good seller just because it's a great read and the art's pretty cool. But get cozy, during this October season, fall season, and read up on some Batman: The Long Halloween from Disney, or just Disney, DC. This is one of those books that I saw fall from grace pretty big. Captain America #25. It's a reel of Falcon as a new Cap. I figure, there's always a speculation, right? Everyone does it. When a trailer comes out and a new character comes out, you sell the book. That's kind of nothing is going to change that as of right now. This book has fallen big time. I remember seeing these go easy raw 25 to 30 bucks in my local comic book shop. I never bought it because I just didn't like the cover. It just never really spoke to me. I mean, it'd be cool if you get an autograph of it, but the $41 second print is, I think, a better cover to get, but $8 raw for this cover A. There's a 1 in 25 as well. I couldn't find any good sales on that one, so I didn't report on it. But there's so much media attention, and there's a specific attention on this movie coming out just because of all the characters are going to be involved, and it's back to the kind of the mainstream movies again. But it really hasn't hit this comic book, at least raw. The second print is a lot more collectible. The variant, like I said, is a really nice book to get. It's like a 1 in 25, like I said. But yeah, the cover A is just not doing very well, unfortunately. So it's probably just because it's mass overprinted. But I bet you get a 98 for like $50. Another book that's fallen from grace, and people are just not letting go of this book. I'm a man. Pandemic was a crazy time, but if you were paying $6K, $7K for this book, I don't know. Crypto was a lot better of an investment, honestly. The Marvel now all new point one. This is the 1 in 75 variant. Now, there was a lot of weird stuff going on with this book. It came out of the gate really hot. I remember seeing sales for like 7,500, 10K because of the first appearance of Kamala Khan. And then someone posted like a warehouse find of like 100 copies of this book. So the print run's really not very well known on this book. And there's just too much just like ridiculousness for me to like be like, oh, I'll buy this on the dip. Also, people are not trying to sell this book. I could not find any sales of this book in particular. It's a really hard book to get 98 because it's a bigger book. All those point ones were just like an encyclopedia basically in a comic book. But there is a $40 second print for a pretty nice raw copy. I don't know. Kamala hasn't been on the screen for almost more than a year, if not almost 2. So maybe it's a nice buy in the dip situation. I don't know. I'm not buying the dip on Kamala Khan. I think she's a great actress. I think her character is pretty funny, but there hasn't been a lot of hype around her lately. Maybe they're just waiting for like a big event to occur. But yeah, I don't know. This is like one of those books I remember from the pandemic that reminded me like, you overpaid on some books here, but you didn't overpay way too much like this book. But regardless, it's a fun one to look back on. And this book is crazy. It's one of those books that reminds me of the pandemic craziness. Before I get into the next slide, I just want to say again, thanks everyone for your support. We are, 811 subscribers. That's one from yesterday. So that's great. We're still doing something that people enjoy, and we'll keep doing these videos as long as you guys like, subscribe, view all of my videos, go back to the live streams, pump up those hours for us and support us. And again, thanks everyone for your support and the gracious messages you guys give me all over social media. I really do appreciate it. Going DC again, Batman 89. This is a first appearance, arguably a punchline. I know there's a couple other ones that kind of go towards being that one to get, but I want to highlight this one because I remember this book will always kind of have a soft spot with me. I remember driving to like multiple comic book shops and just finding this book and picking it up. And I remember I had like 5 or 6 copies of this book. And I thought Punchline was pretty cool, but I thought she was just like a different version of Harley Quinn. So I wasn't really into it so much, but it was cool. I mean, Tinian did a good job of like introducing new characters into this, the 89 through I think 103 Batman run that he did, which was really fun. This goes for about 10 to 15 raw. So if you are specking on Punchline, I'm not mad at that. She's like a 1A Harley Quinn, but this book to me is just like pandemic darling book. It always reminds me of the pandemic and searching for books, going for like cover price and flipping them online for like 20 to 30 bucks. So anyway, Batman 89, gotta love it. Gotta love this book. Brings back good memories, or kind of sad ones too, I guess. DMNT number 4, speaking of sad memories, this is the second print, probably my favorite second print of all time, because this is the cover of the original Nintendo game, which if you are in your late 30s or mid 40s or late 40s, you know how freaking annoying this game was as a kid. There are multiple super annoying parts of this game. I don't think I could ever play this game ever again just because it upset me so much. Nonetheless, whenever I see this cover, it does bring back some pretty good traumatic childhood memories. It's 231 for a CBCS 8.0. Now, here's something that I think that was kind of cool. A CBCS 8.0 went for more than a CGC 9.0. I saw a CGC 9.0 in this book go for $200. So I don't know if that's like, I'm going to buy a CBCS book and flip it over to CGC because they're going to be a little bit more liberal with my grade. Or if people are like, I don't trust CGC anymore, I'm going to go with CBCS because I know they're a lot more reliable grader. I don't know. But this is, as I slowly kind of go into these market reports, I'm going to keen in more on those CBCS versus CGC sales. And this is one of the examples there. So, yeah, it's really hard though to find a CBCS sale versus CGC because I think whenever I type in CBCS, the CGC sale always shows up. So I don't know, man. I hopefully I can find out that algorithm or figure out that algorithm and see, going forward. But nonetheless, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #4, the second print, greatest second print of all time. And last but not least, we got one more. Metal Gear Solid, the Graham Cracker variant. Now, I couldn't find any sales on this book, but I would say out of all the 18 different #1 variants, I think this is the one to get. If you are trying to get this book, you're going to pay a lot of money. It's $350 asking. Like I said, I can't find any sales, and that was raw. So I think when we're thinking of books that are going to pop when a preview or something comes out, the perfect formula is no one expects it. They have to show up on the trailer and whomever, etc. I think Metal Gear Solid, I have to do a little more research and just read, specific, castings and maybe look at Oscar Isaac's like schedule for filming, because I think this could really pop off if they do Metal Gear Solid movie. Now, it might be one of those things where you pay like top dollar or like $250 for this book, get a 9.8 and just hold on to it for 3 to 5 years. If you're okay with doing that, then maybe it's not a bad idea. This is always going to have collector fandom regardless, which is why I think it goes for so high. But this is one of those books that if I had in my long box or if I had in my graded box, I would definitely sell in the trailer showing Solid Snake, in that trailer. But nonetheless, this is on my watch list. Also look out for it. But $350 asking is a little too high for me. Last but not least, in honor of all the Knull stuff going on, I went to one of my favorite Knull books for value. It's Silver for Black, the series. I have the number, I think it's issue 4, 1 in 200 variant of Knull on the cover. It's my favorite Knull cover. I'm going to keep it. And this series 1 through 5 is one of the most underrated series of the past 7 years. $250 for the raw Tormy variant, which is a 1 in 500. I talked about on the show yesterday. It was found in Walmart packs, so it's rare in regards to the 1 in like 500 copies, but you could find it in Walmart packs if you're lucky. So I gotta assume that they're not all of them made into circulation. So it dipped down the price in this book quite a bit. The Knull cover for the Silver Surfer Black #1 is a pretty cool cover. I mean, I like it because it shows how like menacing and huge Knull is compared to like Silver Surfer, who is arguably, when you say top 10 most powerful characters in the MCU, Silver Surfer is arguably #1. I've seen that on like past Wizards when I was a kid. So I always think about that when I, like if this guy's got Silver Surfer by the neck, he's pretty badass. But I thought it was just kind of fun to put out there. I'm not flipping or specking on this. I might look into seeing if I could sell my #4, 1 in 200, and maybe like get it for $400. I don't know, but we'll see. But that's your list for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the list. And again, thanks again, everyone, for your support. I'll keep doing these every Monday to kick off your week. But I like to do these after all the Sunday sales kind of end there. I did sell my my #3 Venom 3 third print of Knull, double signed by Mr. Cates and Ryan Stegman. Pyre hasn't paid yet, so I'm a little concerned, but we'll see. But again, I thank you guys all for watching. Have a great day. Have a great start to your week, and we'll see you next time.